Nice to be with you. First, Christmas has been cancelled at the family home of a student who went missing in Bristol 9 months ago. Jack Sullivan disappeared after a night out in March. As the agonising wait for news continues, his mum says there's nothing to celebrate and has criticised the police for not following up leads. Laura Jones reports.
Another day and another lead to follow up.
So I've just had a message sent in to say that a lady with a dog has been out walking this morning, and a dog has alerted to something in the bushes in Lee Woods.
This has been the reality for Catherine O'Sullivan now for 9.5 months, since her son Jack went out to a party back in March and never came home. Every day she goes out looking because she says the police are not.
It's getting harder and harder. We're continuing to ask questions, which we don't get any answers to. A person had stated that they believed that they could have given him a lift that evening. It's been looked into and it's been dismissed by the police as not being possible. But we don't feel it's been looked at in enough depth, really. So we continue to try and do it ourselves.
And why do you think the police are responding like that?
I do think to myself, well, if Jack had been a young lady, then I think perhaps half the world would have been out looking for him by now. We receive a report that suggests that their initial hypothesis was that Jack was indeed on this hill and has come running down here at such speed that when he got to the bottom, he was unable to stop, and he's just somehow managed to tumble into the lock, which is...
But there's 3 barriers and 6 lanes of traffic?
6 lanes of traffic, 3 barriers on various height levels before you get anywhere near the side of the lock. So it is physically impossible for that to be the case.
In response, police say it is a complicated case and they are doing everything they can to help.
We deal with cases like this, unfortunately, throughout the year. And whether it's a male or a female that is missing, we follow tried and tested methods and we do everything that we can to find people. And that's what we're doing with Jack. There has been an extensive investigation and continues to be an extensive investigation, not only by the police, but by Jack's family as well. And it's really sad that 9 months on, no one has yet been able to find him. But no different because he was a man.
Every year across the UK, more than 170,000 people are reported as being missing. The vast majority of them, though, are found, and pretty quickly. Cases like Jack O'Sullivan's are very unusual. But for families like his, the pain of not knowing what's happened and where they are is unimaginable and even more acute at this time of year.
To see my other son and husband in the amount of pain that they're in is, at times, it's too much. But we have to somehow find the strength to get up and keep going because we owe that to Jack.
This morning's tip-off turned out to be nothing, but now another call which Catherine feels duty-bound to follow up. One mum on a desperate mission to get some answers about her missing son. Laura Jones, BBC Points West in Bristol.
It's just heartbreaking, isn't it? And Jack's family aren't the only ones hoping for news. Every 90 seconds, someone in the UK is reported missing. Joining me now is Martha McBriar from the national charity called Missing People, which is dedicated to finding loved ones. Thank you so much for coming on the programme. What do you make, first of all, of Jack's case?
Well, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And you heard from Jack's mum there how painful and how raw this still is. And for families who have no answers, the episodes it's as raw now as it was in early March when Jack first disappeared. And unfortunately, there's thousands of families across the UK who are in the same position where they have no answers.
With so many people going missing every day, how realistic is it that the police can investigate thoroughly each incident?
Well, there is a good track record, and as you had said earlier, the majority of people will be found safe and well often within 48 hours and some within a week. Nonetheless, there are still these cases where there are no answers to explain the person's disappearance, and that doesn't help the family. It doesn't help them cope with this pain that they have every day.
So how do they achieve some sort of closure after a certain amount of time?
Well, that's the thing. There is no closure. It's not like something like a bereavement where it's a kind of loss that you can understand and over time come to terms with. But when someone is missing, there is no closure. And we call that ambiguous loss, where the person is gone, but they still have no answers.
Just briefly, if I may, what's your advice to anyone who's missing a loved one at the moment?
For anyone who's missing and wants to talk, we're here every single day until 11 p.m.